お見事
Hello everybody, welcome back to our next playthrough of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I gotta start off this playthrough with a confession. I have made a bit of a executive decision, just to speed things along. I have done a bit of farming. So you can see what I'm wearing now is the Gerfang. It's a sword that gets stronger when bloodied. I've got a few other goodies, but really what I wanted to do is I wanted to save time on the farming, because I think we've been doing a lot of that. So I'm going to bust out a few surprises as we go along. One of them is this one. So this is some sword that gets stronger when bloodied, so I believe the gimmick is every time we take somebody out, it gets a little bit stronger. And you can see that backhand, it's bloody towards the end, so that's pretty cool. I like that. There's our neutron bomb. We can also get something called the Nagelmir from these cave trolls, which I thought was like the name of a really cool sword. But no, it's just something that you wear as a like a necklace. Alucard shield. That is probably definitely better than our fire shield. Yes, by one. Well, it's strong versus all attacks, so for the time being, let's put it on. And you know what? In honor of that, let's go ahead and put on our Alucard sword. Yes, Mother's family heirloom, and it brings our defense down. What do you know? But this is what we're supposed to get decked out with in the overall, so we'll keep it. So basically what I'm going to do, as I model these new fun things that I already farmed, bear two things in mind. There's one more farm that I still want to get. Let's see, do we get it? Yes. There's one more farm that I still want to get, and that is... I think the creature's name is Malachi. I think we got it. And Malachi gives us the dark stuff, so like the dark... Why are you not changing into a beast? There we go. Oh, not this side. And I'm noticing that bat just flies out of nowhere. I don't know why. Maybe I've leveled up my bat familiar? I don't know. We get it. We still didn't get it. And why am I still a bat? Let's see. Oh, why are you being so stubborn? Don't want to waste too much time with this on camera. There we go. As I said, I did this because I think we're getting a little bit too in-depth with things that don't matter so much. And I would like to speed us on our way. That did it. Thank you, doggy. So basically, when I have something new to model, I'll just splice in the enemy that I farmed it from. Just so you can see and find it for yourself if you'd like to. And yes, that's all complete. So today we're going to do a few fun things. I think I'd like to go up to the middle. Up to the middle. It's so funny, you know, I keep on thinking like up is down, down is up. We want to go physically down. Osafune Katana. Let's check it out. Defense way down, attack way up. but let's see how bad it is. Yeah, it doesn't even have that special thing to it. It's got that thing, but it's not so big of a deal. Let me put on one of my really fun things that I farmed. This is the rune sword, and I got it from back where we first came in to the castle. There was a creature called the dodo bird. You could farm this. It's a pretty cool sword. It's a little bit tricky because, let's see here. It's a little bit tricky because that time it takes. You know, you could get like multiple shots in if it was a different thing. This one, it's a little bit trickier, but it's really not a bad thing. It doesn't take that long to come back. And did we get the whole map? We surely did. Useless garnets. There's another sword which I didn't farm, which is kind of similar to this. It's called the Heaven Sword, and we can get it from how do we get up there again? Like that. The bat pentagram. I've already modeled that. No need to do it again. And yep, looks like we got everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, as I said, up to the middle. And we're going to take on the really, really awesome boss. I think there's actually 2 bosses on our schedule today. So we're gonna go to Jewel Knuckles. That was cool, like, I don't know, like 10 episodes ago. Ooh, Platinum Mail, thank you, buddy. You've already got Platinum Mail, but thank you anyway. Yeah, I totally distracted myself, but I was saying the thing that I farmed, or that I didn't farm, was called the Heaven Sword. And it's a pretty cool little sword. You get it from the same person that we got the same person that you got the, what was that thing? The Flamberge. If you farm that same dude, you'll get the Heaven Sword. Oh, I don't like it when our music just stops. Anyway, if you farm that guy who had the Flamberge, he gives the Heaven Sword. And the Heaven Sword is kind of like, it's kind of like this that we're using now. It's a sword that you kind of throw when it comes back to you. But this one kind of goes overhead. That one just goes like straight forward. So it's a little bit of a step down, so I didn't really bother with it. And also, another farm I didn't get, but I'm aware of, is, if you recall back where the archer, and I said, oh, he probably has something good, and he gave us the heart, I think it was the heart container or the heart refresh. He also has a sword called the Vorpal Sword, but the Vorpal Sword, it's basically just our Chrysegrim with 1 stroke instead of multiple strokes. So it's kind of a good, you know, challenge weapon. Like, it's pretty cool. You can have the Chrysegrim, but also it's not as overpowering. But I opted not to farm that, so we'll just roll with what we got. We're not gonna get you, you thoroughly useless cross. Even though I could use you 2 times. Let's get back our own Gaku. Okay. So we have successfully gone up the middle. And then let's go to Orlocks, the Orlocks area. And again, there'll be a lot of fun stuff to do. My favorite boss encounter, which I've been amping up. And which way would that be? That would be towards the way we're going. And we're not going to need the clock yet. Or are we? I'll keep it just to be safe. I forgot if we need it or not. I think we're fine. And there's a creature that I mentioned before. Actually, I'm not sure if I mentioned it. There's a creature called Castlevania, and I think he's around here somewhere. And he's pretty cool. He's also another enemy that was in subsequent games because they liked him so much. This big kind of burly bull demon. And I am not seeing him. What we're using now, the rune sword, is very good for these guys because these guardians, number one, if you want to get a lot of levels, stay here and farm these guardians because they give a lot of experience. But number two, they're total wimps. See what I mean? Level up pretty quick. But yeah, like, if you have any normal thing, like, let me just model. If we have the Crusagram, for example, you think, oh, I'm gonna beat this guy's ass, right? If you can get close to him. And then he just says block, block, block. I mean, you could eventually get him, but yeah, he likes to block you. And he likes to tear you up. And look at another level already. So yeah, he's got quite a lot of experience. But yeah, he has that tendency. He likes to block. So in that case, the rune sword is actually very good to use against him. And let's connect these. There's the Castlevania. I like him. Pretty cool looking creature. There's a lot of places that we could explore. We can connect parts of the map. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that right now since we're here. And then we'll go back towards the center and take care of our boss fight. I'll hang on to the clock. I still think we might need to make use out of it. Invisible butterflies, oh yeah. I see ya. No, Sticky. Not yet, Sticky. We'll make time for you later, I promise. Another useless ring. The Mystic Pendant. Didn't we get that before? Do we have another Mystic Pendant? Yes, we do. None too exciting. Okay, let's just go back to this way. Because if you recall, we just had to kind of complete this map connection. And yeah, this is also a very, very good sword for these guys. It'll take out all of their fire. And man, our life is getting respectable. And it took a long time to get here, let me tell you. Okay, so back behind over here we had that disgusting Beelzebub fight. We got our map completed, so it's all good. Let's go to where the elevator was. Remember, at the very original castle, we went this way very early in the game, and I believe we got our Basilard. Now there's a bunch of these guys. Actually, mist is better, because these guys will want to make you mad. Oh, he's doing it. And what is there now? The Goddess Shield. Sounds pretty cool. Looks a little bit odd. And defense goes down. Let's try it for now. Yeah, it looks a little bit weird to me. How is that a goddess? Looks like a big fat Oji-san. Just like some dude. Yes, never underestimate the Cloud of Mist. And as I said, we're going to have one more little upgrade to it a little bit later. And then with this, we've got our complete map. So, let's do this. We're going to circle round up and to the left. And then that should take us back to the middle. He was so eager for action. Okay, so we're gonna head to the place. What a useful sword. What a useful sword. You know, I showed us how to use that Crusagram, and it's good, it's fun, you know, it slices and dices, but at the same time, you're like, well, I don't want to make it too unfair. I feel kind of bad for these guys. But as I said, we'll definitely make use out of that at later times. But for a while, let's use some of the other weapons. And this is another really, really good one. Hard farm, though. Because that Dodo, I had to go back and find him. I forgot he was there. I believe when I went in the room, I just slaughtered him wholesale without even knowing. And I had to go back and research a little bit, and oh, there was a Dodo that had this really cool sword. Okay, actually I want to... No, you don't. I want to try out, I want to model something different. Is there a sword we didn't try? This Mablung sword and the Bloodthirsty sword, the Gurthang, both of these were drops from that Spectral sword, and neither one of them is particularly great. This is an improves defense, which is good. Attack power is still really high for a one-handed, but that's essentially all it is. Nothing really special, no special things to it. Just kind of a white shot blade. Potion, how unexciting. Yeah, the picture of it looks pretty cool, but it's not that big of a deal. There was also a sword that I got. Let's see, which one is it? The Morn Blade. This was so hard to get to drop. This was a drop in the place that we're going to go to later. I'm going to show you the guy I got it from. And it essentially just looks like our it just looks like our Alucard sword. And you can see what it's doing now. Every heart that we get, it's giving us life, which is good, you know. No complaints about that, but I just thought it would be a little bit unique, considering the person we got it from had this humongous sword. But nope, it's not even a two-hander. It is a single-handed sword. Okay, let's go inside here just to get that. This can be a very useful sword. I mean, if you get 8 hit points with every candle, that can be pretty useful, but not too exciting. What? I stopped the clock. And I'm noticing that he's not called Catablopus, he's called a Gorgon. Does that thing look like a Gorgon to you? What is it with these clock immune enemies? You know what? I understand if you're clock immune because we're in the clock tower. But come on. Okay, no. We're gonna get a much more useful sword. No, not the firebrand. If I want a fire sword, I want my Marsil. There it is. Guard? Oh, we can't have that. Alright, dude, you asked for it. You asked for it. Thank you for the level up. Okay, that way is progress, and we do want to go there, but first let's use our clock and open this side path. Remember, in the other castle, this is where we got our Alucard stuff. And then now it's almost totally useless. Just a bunch of resist potions that we almost never use. In fact, I do never use them. Quite literally never. Okay, so you have your pick of the litter, and I want to get my thing back. My holy water. And we are inching ever closer, step by step closer to endgame. Off the top of my head, I can remember about 4 more bosses in total, and a few of them are clustered together. Oh, why did you do that? I can't even go with my mist form. I just have to wait for it. Thank you. And onward we push. And there are several places to go. And we can get through all of them pretty quickly. This dude, the Azagal. He's the one who gave us the Mournblade. And as you can see, he has got a gigantic sword, but he doesn't give you a gigantic sword, he gives you a one-handed sword. Okay. That guy, Malachi, we can farm him. The stone mask. Those little jumpers just crack me up. The Sword of Hador. Yes. If you want to be a Hador, put on that sword. And there is nothing good about doing it. Another just white blade. Probably has some elemental damage, but Nothing so special. So what we're going to do is we're going to farm a bit. And if we cannot get it, let's see here. Ring of Arcana. We're going to farm a bit of Malachi because he has the dark set. He's got the dark armor and the dark shield. And if I can't get it in 2, I'm going to do it off screen. And that'll be our last farm for the game. It is so cute how that guy just jumps at you. And that is so creepy how that sounds. Buffalo Star. And that is so annoying how I have to wait for that. Okay, one last time. Okay. This will be our last farming session. I'll see you in a minute. Meow 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 meow. Yes, the Dark Shield. We were waiting for that because that is our offensive shield. And if you recall, we got this in the very beginning of the game when we were Richter, just before he faced Dracula. And we had to wait all this time to actually get it. The Unholy Dark Shield. Let's give it a try. He looks offensive, huh? Back here. Bam! 98, not bad. And I'll keep on farming for the dark armor. I'll see you in a minute. And there it is. The dark armor. Let's try that on. Impervious to evil attacks. And every single thing goes down. Even in tandem with the Dark Shield, it doesn't seem to help. Okay, we'll put it on for now. You might be noticing there's a couple of other armors. The Fury Plate and the Brilliant Mail. The Brilliant Mail was a drop, I believe, from the Sniper of Goth. And the Fury Plate is a drop from the Minotaur. And let's go to where the Minotaur is now and take on that really, really awesome boss. And let's just change our load a little bit. Of course, we want a Ring of Varda, so our defense is respectable. And we'll put on something a little bit like the Marcel, my favorite. Yeah, look at this guy. This guy is just all sword. Why can't you give me an actual sword, dude? A lot of werewolves. Or werewolves, I guess. Go ahead, you get him, Bet. This guy's really hard to get. He's really annoying. He's really in the way. There we go. If you recall, up here was that very important part where we farmed the Ring of Varda. And in this room we still have all of our sub-items, whichever one you want to get. And an aquamarine waiting for us. An aquamarine that we don't care about. And a bunch of annoying, indestructible buffalo heads. And over here was where we got our blood cape. Let's see what's here now. Okay, well here's something. If they would have put one of these two over there, that would have been something, right? And let's see. It shows completion on the map because, as I said, I came here before for farming. But let's just make sure we've actually seen everything. Yes, and here's where we farm the Azagul. This guy keeps laughing every time you hit him. Let's see, down this, I believe we got the Fury Plate. Yeah, I got it now, but what would have been there was the Fury Plate. That Fury armor. Not such great armor, but anyway, that's where it would have been. This guy's really annoying because you'll often hit him from the back, and just because he flies backwards, he'll hit you with that great big sword. Okay. And if you recall, over there, back up and to the left, was where our boss was the first time we saw this Minotaur, and thoroughly dominated him. And in there is the awesome boss fight I keep alluding to. Basically, this is what it is. That boss fight, I recall, for some of you who have watched playthrough of Symphony of the Night, you may have seen it on the channel Cubex, right? World of Long Plays. That's where I first saw it. And the problem is there's nobody to explain to you if there's any subtleties of what's going on. And it's a very long video, so I gotta admit I was half asleep when I was watching it. Anything? Anything? There should be a guy eating peanuts right here to complete that story that we've been talking about. I'm the peanuts guy. Anyway, I gotta admit I was more than a little bit half asleep, and I woke up in the middle of our next boss encounter, and I loved it. Anything back here? Give me a token. Just give me a token. Not even a token. Well, they gave me some money. But we've already become very aristocratic. Okay. Now again, if you recall, there's a lot of connections to this game to Castlevania 3 on the NES, a game which was headed by Trevor Belmont, and then as he went through his quest, he met 3 friends, one of which is Alucard, and the others were... Fake Cypher, Fake Grant, and our Fake Trevor. Yeah, there's something about this boss fight that I just love. And I'm very strong, so I could just do nothing right now. Just kind of play him easy and let my bat take him out. Because I love them so much. I feel so bad taking them out. Grant, yeah, he's the guy who used to climb on the ceilings. He could throw daggers. Everything here is so authentic to the original. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't want to have to, but I had to. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't want to, but I had to. And there they go. All the original cast of Castlevania 3. So that was a fun boss fight. I really like that. I really like the concept. I think it's really, really great. But sadly, I had to take them all out. And now I believe, yes, this whole place is explored. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna stop for today, and in our next playthrough we're gonna go through a great big boss run. So stay tuned. I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Mite kurete. Arigatou gozaimasu. Sayonara.